Log in to Mobile Working by going to the Mobile Working icon and using your login details. Best practice with Mobile Working is to log on every morning at home or at work to upload the latest information from System 1. This will ensure all patient data for the coming day is up to date. It is also best practice to log on at a DCHS base once a week with the Ethernet cable to update the latest software and security updates. Once you have entered all your login details, you will need to click on the unit required. This will open the home screen of Mobile Working. Maximise the screen. On the far right bottom corner there is a cloud. If the cloud is blue with arrows, you are connected to the internet. If it is blue with an X, you are connected to the internet, however there are updates. If the cloud is red, you are not connected to the internet. You will see a blue bar across the bottom of the screen. This is accepting the updates for Mobile Working. When the blue bar disappears, the uploads are complete. When logging on for the first time, this upload can last quite a while. However, when used regularly and updated daily, it will only take a few minutes. Along the bottom, you will see the back arrow, the Home button and the Utilities button. When you click on the Utilities button, you can do a number of things. The first thing you need to do on your first time using Mobile Working is set the minutes to lock out to 30. You can change your password. This will need to be done periodically through the use of Mobile Working. And there is also a button you can click on to see if all patients have been uploaded to System 1 Live. If they haven't, they will appear on this screen. Use the back key to move back to the previous screen and back again to the home page. You will see on the left of the screen patients with appointments or visits for today, and to the right 4 pots or tiles, whichever you'd like to call them, which by clicking on will allow you to complete certain activities. The planner will open up so you can view appointments for each day of the week. By clicking on the day of the week at the top of the screen, you can view the appointments for that day. By clicking back to Home or the back arrow, you can go back to the tiles and click on Patients. Here you could search for a patient. You can either click on the tile of the patient that is already downloaded to Mobile Working or type in the search bar above and click Search to find the patient. Click the back arrow and select Tasks. Within Tasks you can view tasks for Only Me, My Groups, which is any group that you are part of, and All, which will show all tasks for that unit. To create a task, go to the notepad on the right hand side and click Create Task. Here you can select the patient you wish to attach the task to, give the task a title and type the task message. You then need to select who you are sending the task to, either by clicking on Staff Member, or User Group. Once selected, you would click Send Task. By clicking Home or the back button, button, you are returned to the home screen. Click on Caseloads. Here you will find the caseloads for this unit. By clicking on a caseload, the patients will be seen that sit within the caseload. You can only use this feature when connected to the internet. Planner is where you will do the majority of your work. When you click inside Planner, you will see today's appointments on the left-hand side. When you are due to see a patient, mark the patient as started. A little green icon will appear on the left-hand side. If you are connected to the internet, colleagues using System 1 will know that you are currently with this patient, as the patient will change colour in the appointments rota on System 1. Click on the patient to retrieve the patient record. The record will open. Along the top you will see the demographics. On the home screen you will see reminders, allergies and sensitivities, and previous consultations. To the left is the clinical tree, starting with Save, Discard, Home, which is where we are at the moment, and Patient Record. By clicking on Patient Record, you will see tiles along the page. Each of these you can click into to view the information inside. Within the journal, you can see a timeline and also plus signs to the right hand side of the screen. A plus indicates that there is more information to be read. By clicking on the plus, you will open up and be able to view the additional information. By clicking back onto Patient Record, you can click into any of the other boxes you require and view the history. Click back to Patient Record. Next we have Sharing. Sharing works the same as in System 1 Live. You need to discuss with the patient whether they are happy for you to share their record and mark as appropriate. Next we have Views. Currently no views are used within ICBS. Following this are Care Plans. On clicking on Care Plans, you will see care plans that have previously been performed. To perform a new care plan, click on Care Plan Templates. Here you can search for the care plan you require by typing in part of the title. Click on the care plan. A review date will be displayed. This can be amended if required. Click on Apply. Here you will add care plan details. You can link to a referral and you can name the members that have been informed of the care of the patient, i.e. relatives or social worker. You can mark the patient as in agreement with the treatment and record any activity, in this case nursing contact. Save and click into Schedule. Here you can mark the start date, how often you wish to repeat the care plan, every day, every week, twice a week. You can mark if it is to be in the afternoon, evening, the duration, and the priority, low, medium or high. Again, you will need to save. You can also amend the review date if needed. Next, click back and back again. And here you will click on Perform on the care plan required. The care plan will open. At the top of the screen you can see details you have previously entered. You can select each individual instruction or you can mark all completed. and start to work your way through the care plan. Below each instruction is a box where you can record if you have not performed that instruction for one reason or another, or if it is just not applicable in this case. Below this you will see a box where the template is cited. By clicking in the box, the template will open. After discussion with the patient, fill in the box appropriately. Here we have an example of how the patient assessment should be filled in. Time should also be taken to discuss the patient demographics, checking this information they give you against the demographics at the top of the screen. Although demographics cannot be changed in mobile working, you can use sticky notes to make notes of changes that you can then update when you get back into the office on System 1 Live. This is also a good opportunity to talk about the sharing of information and if the patient gives their consent. Sharing will need to be completed from the Sharing tab within the clinical tree once the care plan has been completed. Next we have the Diversity, Carer and Accessible Information section. Here you need to mark if the patient is a carer or not, and you can type in the notes any relevant information. Save the information and click down into Accessible Information. In Tilly's case, you will need to mark that she requires a telephone contact and requires information verbally. You can then add a note. In Tilly's case, we will mention that she is blind and uses a magnifier to read large print, so large print leaflets are to be provided. You can scroll down to select any other information. Next, you need to complete the diversity monitoring questionnaire, marking that it has been completed and adding a note that the patient consents to the diversity monitoring information being given. Following this, you'll need to mark if there is a disability. In this test patient's case, Tilly is blind and has a condition that limits her. Again, you can fill in a note supporting these selections. These can be embedded by clicking on the tick sign. Then you need to tick the sexual orientation of the patient, the ethnicity and the religion. Following this, you will need to enter the patient wider assessment. Here you will fill in the social and personal history, environmental assessment, physical health assessment, emotional, mental and health assessment, medication check completed with patient, and then the Rockwood score. Here you can see we have designed a test patient for you, so you have an example of how to enter this information and what kind of information may be entered. This is only a guide and will hopefully help with completing these assessments. Next, you will need to fill in if there is any non-care plan activity that needs recording. In Tilly's case there isn't, but if there were, you would click into Nursing Non-Care Plan Activity and select from the options presented to you. Next, we need to fill in the detailed assessments. In the case of Tilly, all assessments would be completed. You would use your judgment on each individual patient. To use these assessment tools, you would click in to the individual assessment. Following this, you will need to complete the patient assessment, analysis and plan. Firstly, you will need to complete the problems identified and then the action plan. In the case of Tilly, we have mentioned which care plans will need to be performed to meet Tilly's needs in the future. These can be set up to be performed in the future once this care plan has been completed today. And finally, the last part of the care plan is to give the dependency score, of which guidance can be found below. Once completed, select Save, and a box may pop up asking you to select if read codes need to be added. Select the read codes and click Save. If you believe you may have made a mistake or need to amend something, or just want to check, click back on Perform and the care plan will reopen. At this point it will look like it hasn't been completed, but if you click into the templates, you will see the information is there before you and can therefore be altered. Once you are happy with the care plan, click Save at the top of the tree on the left, and the event details box will be displayed. Most of this information will already be populated from completing the care plan, but just check over it to be sure. In this instance, the location has not been added. Once you are happy, click Save. You will be back at the Patient Planner screen. Here you can mark the patient as finished. Again, once this is marked, it will be highlighted in System 1 Live if you have an internet connection that you have finished with this patient, therefore your colleagues will know your whereabouts. To open the patient back up, return to the home screen and select the patient's tile and click on the patient. We can now run through the rest of the patient record. Below Care Plans is Current Consultation. Here you can write any notes that would not fall under a template care plan or questionnaire. Below this we have Templates. Select More Templates and search for Mobile Working Directory. In the Mobile Working Directory you should find all of the ICBS templates that you may require. Below Templates on the tree you will find Questionnaires. Again, click on More Questionnaires and you will find all the questionnaires available in this section. Scrolling down the tree you have the options to prescribe and add a sensitivity and allergy by clicking into the tabs available. There is also the option to view tasks in the patient record, and in communications and attachments all letters can be viewed. Medical drawings can also be found on the tree. Select the medical drawing by clicking on the body part required. Select a colour and a circle size and pinpoint on the body part. You can type in the box provided if it is a sore or a bruise. Relationships can also be found on the tree. Here you can record a textual relationship by clicking on the button, selecting the relationship type and then typing in free text any details known. If there is no patient information to be saved, click Discard to close the record down.